Everyone, and welcome to blog 33 of Tackle the Feelings Before the Behavior. My name's Paula, and today's blog is going to be called How to Move Out of Blame and Into Healing. And the reason I'm doing this blog today is because this is quite a common issue that keeps coming up, and often that inspires me to think about it a bit more and put something together for you guys. So today I want to talk about blame a little bit, because I think the way we see it can be a little bit black and white. Most of us, thinking level, know that this is really bad and we don't like to blame, and we'll even start our sentences, I don't like to blame, but, and things like that. But resentment and anger and blame and putting things on other people, putting our problems and blaming our problems on other people, other situations, is something we actually do a lot of. We do this a lot, and especially those really hurtful wounds that we have inside us. And if the wound is still there, the blame tends to still be there. The anger stays. It's still there. And we hold this in. And you'll hear those platitudes that anger doesn't hurt the other person, it hurts you. And you need to forgive, not for the other person, but for yourself. And you hear things like that. And there's a lot of merit in these platitudes and sayings and wisdom that's come from experience. A lot of these things have come about through experience. And the reason I believe that this has come about is because there is no healing that can take place in a position of blame. And I want to explain that today. And I want to talk about it in a more real way, in a way that hopefully is a bit more applicable to your own current lives. Because I know I talk a lot about going back into your childhood, looking how you were parented, and this blog is no exception. But what I want to help you understand is that when we have unprocessed wounds from our childhood, we develop patterns and we develop beliefs, false beliefs about the world, about other people, and we develop these coping mechanisms that create these patterns in order for us to survive. And as things keep happening, similar things, the same hurts tend to keep coming up again and again for you. And because the situation is different, because it's not your mum that's irritated you, it's your partner or your friend or somebody on the street or someone when you're driving the car and you find yourself with road rage or things like that. These things come up for you, and I really urge everybody to watch my blog on triggers. What are emotional triggers? Because I talk a lot about the past and our past wounds and how we get triggered. And this is no exception. I believe blame comes from being triggered. Because the truth is, nobody has the power to hurt you unless you allow it. Now, this sounds way off, and please don't stop watching. Give me a chance. You have the choice on how you want to react and perceive what is happening to you. You can look at something as an absolute disaster, or you can look at it as a learning opportunity. But this isn't something that feels like a choice for so many of us, myself included. And in order to explore why you suffer, you kind of need to explore your blame, your resentment, to just try and dismiss it and say that I don't blame, and tell yourself again and again and keep saying I am positive, I am good, I'm not going to let it get to me, and all of that stuff. It's almost a bit like lying to yourself, because your feelings are telling you a different story. What you've really done is shoved it down deep into your unconscious, repressed all those difficult feelings, ignored what's happening for you, completely dismissed your own responsibility in what's happened, and you're living your life with yet another mask. You've put a mask on, you carry on, you're sweeping under the rug. Alternatively, You are just stuck in blame and anger to the point where you're just a very angry person. No matter how hard you try, so much angers you. So many people anger you. And you don't know why, and you don't feel you have control. And you feel like there must be something wrong with me because, I don't know, everybody just keeps doing this to me. I just keep getting hurt. Other people, sorry, other people have it so much easier than me. Why does this keep happening? The world is very hard. Life is a bitch. I hate my life. All of that stuff. We've all said it from time to time. We've all been in fights and altercations with other people where we just feel, I don't want to forgive them, actually. They've hurt me so badly. Why would I open up that door and allow that back in? And so these are very separate issues in my belief. I don't want to say today, don't blame. I don't want to say to you, forgive and forget. I don't want to say to you, move out of blame yet. But I do want to say to you that if you require healing, if you want healing for something, you need to work with your blame. Your blame is a trigger. And so I really urge you to go ahead and watch my blog on emotional triggers. What are emotional triggers? If you don't know what emotional triggers are, I'll briefly tell you that this is when something in our current situation is tapping into a past trauma, usually from our childhood. And so we don't really understand why we're reacting, having a massive overreaction to something. And I don't really like the word overreaction because it's an appropriate reaction to what you're really feeling deep down. It's not an overreaction, it is a reaction. But if you're looking at the current situation as it stands, it does appear to be an overreaction. So blame is no different. And it doesn't mean that anger isn't valuable in the situation. I'm talking about now when you can't let that go, when you can't move into a place of compassion and forgiveness, when you can't move past that hurt you feel inside, that real bitterness that you feel towards something or someone. And we need to explore that within ourselves to move into healing, because blame and healing do not stay in the same place. When the reason for this is because you can only heal from inside yourself. You can only heal yourself by looking at yourself, how you are reacting, what something means to you. So the reason for blame and healing not being in the same space is because blame is external to you. Blame is giving the power to something outside of yourself. Blame is saying that that person made me feel a certain way, and nobody has the power to make you feel a certain way. You have emotions that come up for you when something happens in your outside life as a guidance to you. They are guiding you. So somebody could be harming you or potentially going to harm you, and you will get anger. That anger comes to you to say you need to put a boundary up here. You need to protect yourself. I'm giving you the clue that this is not okay, that you are in danger of your boundaries being violated, that someone is going to hurt you in some way or offend you in some way or take advantage of you in some way. So anger is very valuable. To hold on to that and continue that long after the threat has gone. So you've cut them out or you've stopped talking to them and everything, but you're still so angry and you're holding on. And this can go on. I've seen it even in families for years and years. You hold on to that anger, but it doesn't go anywhere and you can't. And to say, just let it go, forgive and forget, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. What you need to do is go back. You need to take that blame, put it on the table, and look at it. How is it serving you? What does it mean to you? What does that situation really mean? So if you're looking at your blame with curiosity instead of shoving it down deep and repressing it, you are exploring, you are understanding. And this is the way you find out how it has impacted you, how this situation has impacted you, how it's changed you, and how you are coping with it. Anger helps us to feel a sense of power. What does it mean to you to stop being angry and allow the feelings of powerlessness and fear and shame and vulnerability come up for you? How does that feel for you? Is there a fear in that? Because when you let go of the anger, it doesn't mean that you have said it's okay about that situation or that person, what they've done to you is okay. It means that you're changing that emotion. You don't need to feel that power anymore. You've got the message. You know that that person, there's a boundary up there for that person, that you need to keep your distance or whatever you need to be doing, or you need to have a conversation, or you need to work something through. But the boundary's up. You've already got that message. To hold on to that anger is going to keep you right there at that point where you've just got that guidance. You don't need that anger anymore because you got the message. So now you need to move into what else? What else is there in this situation that you need to work through? What is coming up for you? And when have you felt this before? Is this a pattern? Do you believe that this keeps happening to you? It probably does, in some way, shape, or form. Have a look at the other feelings outside of anger that you're feeling towards that person. Really explore it. Are you afraid that if you allow that person back in that you're going to be hurt again? Are you feeling embarrassed about the situation and what's happened for you? Are you feeling excluded, rejected, left out? Are you feeling like your life has been ruined or some aspect of you has been lost? Are you feeling sadness and hurt at the loss of something that's been important to you? Has your worldview changed? What is really going on for you? Because we're not black and white people. We are creatures that have layers and layers and layers, and the only way to heal is to really explore what's going on for you, to really understand what things mean to you, how you are seeing the world. We can't change what's happened to us, but we can change our reactions to it. And the only way to do that is to go within, to ask ourselves why this affects us in the way it does. What do we need? What do we need from ourselves, from other people? How do we get that? Are we willing to allow someone back into our lives if they're not going to give us those things? Have we really set that boundary? Do we trust ourselves? If this is about trust, we need to look at our self-esteem, our shame. We need to look at where that's come from. If this is about fear, we need to look at our emotional safety in the world. How do we feel safe? Do we feel confident that even if we were stripped bare of everyone that we knew, that we still have value as a person? Do we believe that we can heal? That's a big one. Is it easier to say that the reason I'm not healing is because of somebody else, because of something else, because this is what the world does to me? No. I'm sorry to say that is wrong. The world isn't doing things to you. You are reacting to things. There are going to be evil people who are also damaged, but people that do very evil things. Perhaps not evil people, people who do evil things, people who do horrible things to you, people who are out to get you. Absolutely. I work with a lot of family violence. I wouldn't say just forgive, girls. Never. But it's not black and white, is it? And if you've been in those situations, you would understand. So ask yourself those questions. Move into that place of healing by going within. So I hope that's been helpful. Have a great week. Bye.